Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhakta-vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jai Jai Sri Guru Prema Kalpatar. Someone can announce the page. We have lots of sandals for everyone if you need a sandal.
Page 26 in the Black Book. Easy one?
Shri Gurudev ki jai, Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Jaya Jaya Shri Guru Prema Kalpataru. Jaya Jaya Shri Guru Satata asate mati Mati bhagati Satata asate Nai sukriti labalesa Nai sukriti labalesa Sri Vrindavana Yugala Bhajanoda Sri Vrindavana Yugala Bhajananda Jai Karalo Upadesh Jai Karalo Upadesh Jaya Jaya Shri Guru Prema Kalpataru Jaya Jaya Shri Prema Kalpataru Abudayako Barakat
Agutayanko Paragat
Nirampala Gaura Prema Rasa Sinchane Nirampala Gaura Prema Rasa Sinchane Puralo Jaga Janayasha Puralo Jaga Janayasha Socharanam Burde Rati Nahi Hoi Gaur Premanande কে যাবে ভাই, কে যাবে ভাই,
Page 55 in the black book.
Page 55 in the black book. কে যাবে যাবি রে ভাই ভব সিন্ধু পার কে যাবে যাবি রে যাবে রে ভাই Gaura Chandra Jai Ram Jai Ram Doya Nityananda Jai Ram Jai Ram Nityananda Prabhu ki jai, Prema Purushottama Sachinandan Shri Gauranga Mahaprabhu ki jai, Nitai Gaura Sitanatha Premanande Hari Hari Om. So after praying for the Masya Guru and Gaura Nitai, now taking their permission, we remember the lotus feet of Radha and Krishna. Bosatu Manomama Madana Gopali. Vasatu Manomama Madana Gopali.
183 in the black book.
Vrindavan Bihar Lal ki jai, Varasane Wali ki jai, Jai Jai Sri Radhe. Ha Vasatu Mano for a long time, so stand up and touch the ceiling. Yes, yes. Turn to your person on your right side and give them a shoulder rub. Yes. This is called Parampara. Okay, return the favor. Turn around. Very good. Okay. Is it going to work? No, it has to be turned on. Spurti! Spurti of Radha Krishna. Don't stand in the kitchen, come in the temple room. Vishvana Kumari Ju ki jai, jai jai Sri Radhe, jai jai Sri Radhe, jai jai Sri Radhe. Om Mir Radha Ramana Giridhari Giridhari Manamahi Sachiputram Atasarupam Rupam Tasyagrajamuripurim Maturim Goshtuvatim Radha Kundamagirivaram Aho Radhika Madhavasam Prapto Yasya Padita Kripaya Sri Guru Tam Natosmi Guravi Gaurachandraya Radhikai Tadali Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tad Bhaktaya Namo Namaha Ananda Lila Maya Vigrahaya Hema Bandivyastavi Sundaraya Tasmai Mahaprema Rasa Pradaya Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste Bhaktya Vina Aparada Lakshe Chittasta Kamari Parangamadi Kripa Shyam Sundar Shikanda Shekhar Smaraha Sumurli Manohara Radhika Rusika Mama Kripanidhe Swapriya Charna Kinkurim Kuru Tavai Vasmi Na Jivami Taya Vina Iti Vikyaya Devi Tam Namam Chanantikam. First of all, I offer my Sastang Dandavat Puspanjali, my heart like flowers thousands and thousands of times at the lotus feet of my holy master, Asmadiya Paramaradhatama Guru Pada Padma, Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Vishnu Pad Ashto Darasata Sisimad, Rupanugacharya Varya, Srila Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj.
Jai.
Secondly, I offer my pranam thousands and thousands of times at the lotus feet of my Param Gurudevs, Nitya Lila Parishtom Vishnupad, Ashto Darasata Sisimad, A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada, and his sannyas guru, Nitya Lila Parishtom Vishnupad, Ashto Darasata Sisimad, Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj.
Jai.
I offer my pranam thousands of times at the lotus feet of all my Sri Rupanuga Gaudiya Guru Parampara. And I offer my pranam to all the Samud Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis, Vanchakalpa Durubhasta, Kripasindhubhyata, So by the course mercy of Guran Gauranga, now for 4 days, our kirtans and harikatha have been going on in this holy place, Alachua.
Jai.
This is a holy place, because a very high level of associates of Radha and Krishna came here and touched the dust of this place with their lotus feet. We have been discussing so many points of Siddhanta. Today I want to discuss the Lila, the pastimes of Krishna. If someone will only discuss Siddhanta philosophy, then something will be missing. Lila Rasa, the nectar of the Lila. But if someone will discuss the Lila, the pastimes of Krishna, all Siddhanta will be included in that. Because Krishna performs his pastimes in such a wonderful way that they have many dimensions of meaning which are relevant to everyone in all the stages of their devotional life. Perhaps you know that once upon a time, Nanda Maharaj, he sent his servants to go to the bank of Jamuna in Vrindavan and prepare the place there. That place is now known as Brahmarad or Akrura Ghat. But at this time Akrura had not come to Vrindavan. But in that very place, where the Yagik Brahmanas did sacrifice on behalf of Kamsa Maharaj. So Nanda Maharaj sent some of his men there to prepare that area for the performance of sacrifice. And after a few days, Nanda Maharaj himself, he went there with his near associates. And he camped there, and all together they were preparing that area for sacrifice. At this time, Krishna was 7 years old, and he was with his friends and with the cows and taking them grazing from forest to forest to forest. And gradually they came to the Ashokvan, the forest of Ashok trees. And when they came out of the Ashokvan, Krishna saw, oh, this is where my Baba is staying. This is where Nanda Maharaj has been staying. And this chair is reserved for you, Prabhu. Yes. Mukunda Prabhu ki
Jai.
So Krishna was wondering for a few days, where did my Baba go? Where did my father go? And now he saw his father was very busy with other men preparing something, but he could not understand what they were doing. Krishna is two things, Mugdha and Saravakya. That means he's like ordinary boy. Though he is all-powerful Lord, when he comes out of the Jamuna, after dancing on the head of Kalia, what? He is shivering from the cold. This paradox is not visible in the eyes of the Brijvasis. They never think he's so powerful he can dance on the head of Kalia, but now he's shivering from the cold. Because the intensity of their love, by the intensity of their love, they don't see his Aishwarya, they don't see his Saravakya side. Only they see he is Nandalal, the son of Nanda Maharaj. He needs our love and protection and advice and support. So Krishna, by the influence of Yoga Maya, he realized all the Brijvasis, they have dedicated their life and soul to me. All the demigods in the various planets, they know that they are my servants and servants of my servants. But only one person has become puffed up. Indra. Indra is so puffed up, he's thinking, by my reign, the grass grows and the cows eat, and in this way I am maintaining the Brajvasis. I am superior to them. Every year they worship me. All the mantras of the Samaveda and other Vedas, they are worshipping me. The Brahmins are my Purohit. They are my priests. So Indra became intoxicated with his fortune. This is the tendency of the conditioned soul. As soon as they get a little wealth, as soon as they're a little bit beautiful, as soon as they have a little bit of education, as soon as they take birth in a high aristocratic family, then they become intoxicated completely. And from this intoxication comes also the enmity towards other living entities. So Krishna was thinking, oh, now I remember, last year my father did a yajna, a sacrifice for Indra. And now he must be preparing for that sacrifice now. Last year, I was 6 years old. But this year, I am 7. Now Krishna, now I'm 7. I'll not put up with this any longer. So he thought, it's time to teach Indra a good lesson. So then Krishna approached his father and pulling the cloth of his father, hey Baba, Pitaji. Oh Pitaji, what are you doing? What are you doing? Nanda Maharaj was very busy. He said, run along, go and play. But Krishna insisted, oh, Pitaji, what are you doing? What are you doing? Again he told, go and play. Krishna said, you are a very learned person and I am your son. So it's not right that I should know only how to make the cows eat grass. That I should be ignorant. Please, my dear father. Krishna had a very pained expression on his face. Please tell me, what are you doing? Nanda Baba said, oh, we are preparing to perform a yajna, a sacrifice for Lord Indra. Krishna said, oh, so this sacrifice for Indra, is this a Vedic yajna? Or is this just a tradition, a family tradition? I want to know, because the Vedic performances, they are beneficial for everyone. But sometimes traditions come about and they have no value. Then Nanda Maharaj became a little embarrassed. He said, yes, this is not exactly Vedic, but we have learnt it from our forefathers, and their forefathers did it, so this is the unavoidable duty. We have to keep up our family traditions. Krishna said, why are you doing yajna for Indra? Nanda Maharaj said, he sends the rain, from the rain comes the grass, from the grass the cows eat, the cows give milk. In this way we are all survive and happy, only by the mercy of Indra. So then Krishna, he began to preach to his father. What philosophy? The Sankhya philosophy. What has Indra got to do with all of this? Creation comes from Rajagun, the mode of passion. So it's the mode of passion that makes the clouds, and from the clouds come the rain and the grass grows. This is all done by Rajagun. Only because of false ego, people think they are the doer. Prakrite kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvasha ankara vimudatma karta amiti manite. Everyone thinks, I am the doer. So you are thinking Indra is the doer, Indra is thinking he is the doer. But only the gunas are doing everything. And the Maharaj is shocked. My little boy, he's so philosophical. Krishna did not give up. He said, oh, Pitaji, have you ever seen Indra? Well, no. No, I've never seen Indra. Krishna, don't you know, of all the types of Praman, Pratyaksha is the best. So each philosophy Krishna is presenting, there are different aspects of the 6 Vedic philosophical systems. But the last one is Vedanta, and it's perfect. The other 5 all have some defect in them. So Krishna is actually discussing with his father and presenting all Apasiddhanta actually. But we see that he's so charming. His father is hearing and becoming convinced. Krishna said, 3 types of evidence. There is Shabda, the Vedic sound, Anuman, inference, logic, and Pratyaksh, direct perception. But Pratyaksh, direct perception, is the best. Why? Because you cannot do any inference unless you perceive something to infer about. And you cannot understand the Vedas without listening to them. So you have to listen to the Vedas. This is Pratyaksh, direct perception. So direct perception is the best. And you have never seen Indra. Why should you worship Indra? Nanda Maharaj said, we have to please the devatas. Krishna said, why we have to please the devatas? Don't you know that every individual has their karma? Right? So it may be that the devatas, through them you get your karma. But they are not independent. They cannot give you more or less than you deserve by your karma. And so therefore, what is the use of worshipping Indra? He can only give you the good and bad results of your karma, not more or less. So why are you making oblations in the fire to Indra? This is a waste of time, like putting the ghee in ashes. At least if you put a chapati on the fire in your kitchen, you can feed your family with it. But this offering of grains to Indra, this is useless, waste of time. So this is the idea that even the Ishwaras, they are karma adhin, under the control of karma. It is one of the aspects of Jaimini Rishi's Purvamimamsa philosophy. It's completely wrong. But Krishna anyway is saying this. And catching the mind of Nanda Maharaj. Krishna said, look, you've never seen Indra, but you have seen Govardhan. You have seen the cows. And you have seen the Brahmanas. These 3 are very dear to us. The Brahmanas give us blessings. Serving the cows is our dharma. And Giriraj Govardhan, he is giving the grass. He's giving the rain also, because when the clouds move and they touch the top of Govardhan, they burst and then the rain comes. So this is called Trivida karma. 3 types of karma, the worship of Go, Brahman and Govardhan. This is our dharma. And in our family, Govardhan is our Kula Devata, the presiding deity of our family tradition. So instead of doing the puja for Indra, oh Father, if you really love me, then you should know that Govardhan and the cows and the brahmanas are very dear to me. Namo brahmanya devaya go brahmana hitaya cha. Jagat hitaya krishnaya govindaya namo. Cows and brahmanas are very dear to Krishna. So please, take all of these things that you're preparing for Indra and instead make a sacrifice to Govardhan, the cows and the brahmanas. So by that time, all Nanda Maharaj's brothers, Krishna's uncles and other men of the village, they were all surrounding Krishna and looking at him. And they became charmed by his beauty. And then Nanda Maharaj announced, yes, we'll do it. Govardhan is dear to us. The cows and the brahmanas will make the Trivida karma. Then Krishna was thinking, very good. Now my plan is coming to fruition. Just after that, it was the Deepavali. And on this festival, all the Brijbasis dress up in their finest clothes and ornaments. And they decorate their houses with deeps. Rows of lamps. Deepavali means rows of lamps. And they put everywhere. They celebrated Deepavali. Then, the next day, Deepavali is on the first day of the moon. Pratipada. And then on the next day, on the dark moon, Amavasya. Then the next day on the Pratipada, then Krishna said, we should go to Govardhan and do the puja there. So all the Brijbasis came with so much paraphernalia. And they decorated Giriraj Govardhan. They put flags and festoons everywhere. And they prepared many preparations of Bhog to offer to Govardhan. They made huge mountains of rice. And these mountains of rice, they had waterfalls of ghee cascading down the sides. They had forests of spinach also. And there were piles of puris and kachuris and samosas and everywhere. And they placed all over Govardhan hill to offer to him. So at that time, Krishna came there with all the Brijbasis. And they were making the offering. And they began to pray. And suddenly, what happened? A huge form appeared there. As Giriraj Govardhan is 8 miles high, this form was also 8 miles high. It looked exactly like Krishna, except for Krishna was small, and this was 8 miles high. People saw, what is this? It looks like a huge cloud made of beryllium, of kajal. So dark and but shining at the same time. He has in his hair thousands of bouquets of flowers. And he's smiling so wonderfully. All Brijbasis, there was an uproar from the crowd. What is this? Krishna said, shh, shh, shh. And he turned to the huge form and he said, who are you? And the form spoke in a voice rumbling like clouds. I am this hill Govardhan. Everyone was amazed. Krishna said, you see, you worshipped Indra for so many years, you never saw him. But the first time you worshipped Govardhan. And he is so merciful. His heart melting with compassion for us. He has appeared. He is worthy of our worship. So then Krishna, he looked at Balaram. Balaram looked at Krishna. Balaram was smiling. Because he knew it was actually Krishna himself had expanded himself in a huge form. And he was playing a trick on all the Brijbasis. Krishna says, he is worthy of our worship. Let's give Dandavat Pranam. And Krishna fell down like this. Giving Dandavat Pranam to his own form. Balaram followed all the Brijbasis, they all bowed down. So then, Giriraj Govardhan said, I am not like the other demigods. Why? Because if you make an offering to a demigod, you never see them come and eat it. Because in the Vedic society, those of different status in society, they don't eat together. The Brahmanas eat in one place privately, the Kshatriyas in another, all the Sudras in different places, they don't sit down and eat together. So the demigods, being higher than the human beings, they never eat in front of humans. But Giriraj is very loving. He said, I am not like other demigods, because I see no difference between you and me. So I will eat right now, right in front of you. So then Giraj, he reached out his right hand. And when he reached out his hand, have you ever seen, if you're in a countryside place or at the beach and you have some grains for the birds and you throw it on the ground, then all the birds from different directions fly and they descend onto that spot. So when Giriraj held out his hand, all the preparations flew through the air like birds into his hand, into the palm of his hand. Then he reached out again and the preparations were flying from all directions, landing in his hand. And he began to eat. Everyone was amazed seeing this wonderful scene. And after eating for some time, nothing was left. So they thought, oh, what can we give him? Krishna said, give him a tulsi leaf. And Krishna gave it, then he took it and triptos me, I am satisfied. So after eating, he pulled up a whole bamboo tree for a toothpick. And then he picked his teeth. They gave him a big cart full of tumble to chew. And he took the tumble. He took a whole lake of water and he washed his mouth. And then he spat it over his shoulder like this. And when it came out, it made a rainbow in the sky. And wherever it landed, at once colorful flowers sprouted up. It was a very magical experience. All Brijbasis were watching in amazement. So, then, after offering bhog, you have to do arti. Brijbasis were thinking, how can we offer arti to such a huge form? And just as they were thinking, they looked and they saw the lamps with hundreds of ghee-wicks below and above the handle. Have you seen in Haridwara when they do the arti? In Haridwara? Like that, but bigger than that. And they were all lit and ready. So then the Brijbasis, they took turns and they, with this huge, with hundreds of ghee-wicks, they offered arti to Giriraj Govardhan. And then they put the paraphernalia down. And Giriraj was looking up like this and pointing with his left finger. Hey Indra, I am eating all your offerings. So then he was very happy, he was smiling. He said, you can ask from me any benediction you want. What do you want? So then the Brijbasis, that was a tough question. Because they thought, because they never want anything. They're so satisfied, they're so happy. All they want is that Krishna will be happy. So they prayed, hey Giriraj, just bless us that the son of Nanda Maharaj will live long and be happy. So then Giriraj tatastu. And then that huge form disappeared. When he disappeared, then they were looking. And they thought, are we dreaming? Was this for real? Is it true or not? What was that? So Krishna said, oh, now we have worshipped Govardhan. We should worship the cows and the brahmanas. So they bought a cow to represent all the other cows. And Krishna and the cowherd boys, they gave pranam to the cows and began to offer prayers from Gosukta. And in this way, Krishna and his friends, all the cowherds, they worship the cows. But you should also worship the paraphernalia of the cows, the cowherd boys. So they also not only mark the cows with the handprints of Haldi, but they also mark the cowherd boys with the handprints of Haldi as well. And Madhya Yashoda was the first to offer arti to her son and to Balaram and to all the cowherd boys. And then the others came, they also worshipped the boys because the servants of the cows are also holy. So then Krishna said, and now to complete our Trivida karma of worshipping Govardhan, the cows and the brahmanas, now we have to complete by doing parikrama of Govardhan. So then they set out. The cows, many white cows were at the front of the parikrama. And the cowherd boys were surrounding them on all sides with their sticks and bugles and flutes and urging them on. And then behind the cows, there were the brahmanas. All the brahmanas were marching. And behind the brahmanas, then the cowherd men, Nanda Maharaj and the men. And behind them, Yashoda and all the elderly ladies. And then behind them, Radharani, Lalita, Vishaka, Chitta, Champakalata, Chandravali, Bhadra, Shaibya, Padman. All different gopis, they were walking behind them. And then behind them, the Shilpa, the Sudras of Braj who do arts and crafts and so on. And in this way, the parikrama was very, very long. Millions of cows and millions of Brijbasis, all in various sections. But Krishna right at the front with the boys, Radha and the gopis at quite back, and so on. And in this way, they did the parikrama of Giriraj Govardhan all the way around, and they came back to the pandal where they had performed the puja, where the Brahmins had performed yagya also. They came back there, and then they thought, now it's over, we have to go home. We don't want to go home, because they had such a wonderful day with Krishna. So then Nandamar said, alright, let's camp here tonight. So then all the Brijbasis, they camped at the place of the yagya at Govardhan. And then in the morning, Deepavali was Amavasya, the Govardhan Puja was Pratipada, the next day was Dvitiya. So Dvitiya, this day in after Deepavali, is called Bratri Dvitiya, Brother's Day. It's the day when the brothers, they go to the homes of their sisters and they bring gifts. They bring some cloth and ornaments and give to the sister, and the sister cooks very beautiful preparations and sweets and feeds her brother with her own hand. So just like we have here in the West, we have Mother's Day, Father's Day. So in the Vedic culture, they have Brother's Day, Bratri Dvitiya. So, and on that day also, the brothers and sisters, they have to take bath together in Jamuna. Why? Because it's Brother's Day. You know Jamuna's brother? Who's Jamuna's brother? Yamraj. Yamraj and Yamuna, they're brother and sister, the son and daughter of the sun god. So, if you worship Jamuna on Brother's Day, her brother will be very happy and you will not meet with untimely death. So on Bratri Dvitiya, you have to take bath in the Jamuna. So Brijbasis observed all their traditions like this, and then they returned to their homes. So the next day was Tritiya. On the Tritiya, suddenly, what happened? You see, in the heavenly planets, Indra was there. And the previous day he woke up and he was, ow, I have earache. And he called the doctor. The doctors in the heavenly planets are the Ashwini Kumars, you know. So the Ashwini Kumars came and they examined Indra and said, the cause of your earache is a big kirtan going on down on earth. Really? And then Indra discovered that these villagers who worship him on this day every year, instead were worshipping his enemy, a mountain. Indra and the mountains, they have a long-term feud, you see, because mountains they have wings and they used to fly everywhere. But they're so big, when they landed, it caused such destruction. And Indra was peeved, and with his thunderbolt, he cut off the wings of like this. And now look what's happening. Indra's become angry with us, and now we'll be ruined. So it was like night in the middle of the day. It was freezing cold. All the Brijbasis were shivering, and they came to Krishna. They said, what should we do now? We listened to you, and now look what happened. Krishna said, don't worry. Govardhan is more powerful than Indra. He ate all the offerings that were meant for Indra. So don't worry. Giriraj will protect us. So then the Brijbasis, they put their belongings on bullock carts and they set out. And they came to Govardhan. So when they arrived there at Govardhan, then suddenly there was flashes of lightning and the roar of thunder. And rain began to pour down like arrows from the sky. It was so forceful. And many of the Brijbasis, they ran to take shelter in some of the caves at the base of Govardhan. So they thought, now we are ruined. And very quickly, the land began to flood on all sides. Then suddenly, they could not understand how it happened. But the hill, Govardhan, was lifted up from the ground. And they looked and they saw that Krishna was standing there, holding Govardhan on the palm of his hand. In the palm of his hand. Krishna was calling, hey, come on, come on. Pitaji, Mataji, my mother, everyone come under the hill. But they were thinking, do we go under a hill? It looks dangerous. Krishna said, I'm not trembling because I can't hold the hill. I'm trembling because I'm seeing you trembling outside there in the cold. But it's very warm and dry in here. Come on inside. So Balaram Prabhu was pushing them from behind. And gradually, all the Brijbasis, they came under the hill. And they were most astounded to see that as they came under the hill, they saw that there was a staircase of jewels going down into the ground. And there at the bottom of the staircase was a very beautiful village with houses made of jewels, of ivory, of gold and silver. It was quite spectacular. The floor was made of crystals. And they went down the stairs and they saw there was a very gentle, fragrant breezes were blowing. Hot and cold water was available. Everything was there. Nanda Maharaj and the seniors, they divided the lodgings according to the statuses of those who were more senior in the society. They got the 7-star accommodation. The others had to just deal with the 5-star accommodation. So they divided the accommodations among them. And Krishna, he was holding the hill like this. And they're worried. Oh, it's very heavy, must be causing so much strain for him. So Balaram was dancing around Krishna and singing and trying to get everyone to clap and sing because he was trying to break the mood because they were worried about Krishna. And then as he was dancing, then he said, Jai! And Krishna, then he took Govardhan on the side of his hand. And then, for the finale, on his little finger. He said, don't worry about anything. I'm not even lifting Govardhan. Govardhan is levitating. Govardhan is levitating by his own mystic power. I'm just keeping my little finger here. So you don't worry about me. So then, the Brijbasis, they were very comfortable underneath the mountain. The Brahmins began to chant auspicious mantras. The musicians did music performances. The magicians did performances of magic. Other artists made theatre, and the Brijbasis were watching, having theatre, dance, drama performances, and they were having a wonderful festival beneath the hill. In the meantime, in heaven, Indra, he told his wind devata, oh, demigods of the wind, messengers of the wind, go to earth and see if Braj has been destroyed or not, and come back and report to me. So they flew down to earth, they looked around, they saw everything was flooded. And then they came back. They said, oh Devaraj Indra, the mission has been accomplished. All Braj is flooded. Indra said, go back again and make sure that no one is left alive. So again they flew down to earth. And when they came down, they noticed the mountain. And they could hear some music. What's that? So then the wind devatas came and looked, and they saw that underneath the hill, all Brijbasis were having a party. So then they flew back to Indra and said, Your Majesty, Devaraj Indra, we have some bad news. Actually, in Braj, everyone is still alive. What to speak of being killed? They're having a festival. Indra thought, what is this? If you want to do a job right, you have to do it yourself. So then he was very angry and he jumped onto the back of his elephant, Airavata, and goaded him with a hook behind his ear, to make his elephant angry. And then he began to charge on the back of his elephant from Indralok through space. And as he was traveling through space, he couldn't wait to even get to Earth. So even from outer space, he began shooting his thunderbolt. Like a laser, he began to blast the Govardhan from space. He sent the Devatas again, go and see. They came back to Indra. They said, oh Indra, what to speak of the Brijbasis who are having a festival beneath Govardhan? Even on the top of Govardhan, not one leaf has fallen from a tree, not even one ant has been injured. Then Indra became furious, so furious. And he flew down to earth and he was right above Govardhan. And he was blasting away with his thunderbolt weapon, with all the mystic power he had, in a blind fury, until he became so exhausted, he almost had a heart attack. Then his messengers came and said, "Oh my Lord, there is no damage whatsoever." And then Indra thought, "Oh no, there's something going on here. There's something strange going on here." And then he remembered, "Oh, I remember now. It is mentioned in the Vedas that sometimes the Supreme Lord, he appears as a cowherd boy. He must be the one who's holding up the hill." And just as he was thinking in this way, one Yaksha, Shankachuda, he arrived there. The Yaksha Shankachuda came and said, "Oh Devaraj Indra, my pranam to you. I have come from the lotus feet of the son of Drumil Danava." Who is that? Kamsa Maharaj. You see, Kamsa is the son of Ugrasen and Padmavati. No, he's not. Padmavati was captured by a demon called Drumil, and she was raped. And the result of this was Kamsa. So Kamsa is not actually really a Yadu coming in the line of Ugrasen Maharaj. So that Yaksha said, "Oh Devaraj Indra, I have come from the lotus feet of the son of Drumil Danav, Kamsa Maharaj, the emperor of Mathura. And with the beating of drums on all sides, he is sending his obeisances to you. And he has sent me here with a message." So then he took the message of Kamsa Maharaj. "Your Majesty, Lord Indra, when insignificant persons disrespect the powerful persons, then they simply invite their own death. So because the Brijvasis and this talkative cowherd boy, they have disrespected you, therefore they deserve to die. So I have noticed that you have been very busy destroying Braj. Keep up the good work." Why do you need the sacrifices of these insignificant cowherd people? I am inviting you. Please come to Mathura anytime, and we'll do as many sacrifices as you like for you. Dear Indra, we are very pleased with your activities. Keep up the good work. Yours sincerely, signed Kamsa Maharaj. Indra thought, "Oh no. What have I done? I became so intoxicated. I lost the thread of what is right and what is wrong. Now I've acted in such a way, I've brought complete shame upon the dynasty of demigods, and now I'm even receiving fan mail from the demons." So then Indra was very embarrassed. He called the lightning gods, the rain gods, the cloud gods. He called them all. And he said, "Actually, you know Krishna, he's my younger brother." Right? Because Indra's younger brother is Vamandev, Lord Vishnu. And he's realized, oh, this Krishna, he's Vishnu Tattva. He said, "Krishna, he's like my younger brother. And I just did this to test him. So now he passed my test." This is what happens. If some person who has a position is embarrassed, then in front of their juniors, they lie. So he's lying to save his face. He said, "I was just testing him. And now he passed my test, so you can stop the rain and everything and you can congratulate him." And then Indra left. He was on his way back to heaven. And he was feeling so depressed. He wasn't even interested in heaven. He wasn't interested in his wife Sachi Devi. He just wanted to just disappear. So he went back to Indralok and he went into his room and shut the door. He just wanted to forget that the world existed. So just as when an owl goes into his hole in the tree, an owl is a symbol of ignorance. So just as the owl goes into his hole in the tree, and then the sun rises, when Indra went into his hole in the heavenly planets, then everything became bright on earth. The rain stopped. Krishna told the Brijvasis, "Oh, now it's safe, everyone can go out." quickly go out. And the Brijbasis came out from underneath the hill, and then Krishna put Govardhan down, and then singing and dancing with kirtan very happily, they returned to their homes. And as they were returning, all the demigods, because they'd been told by Indra to congratulate Krishna on his passing the test, the demigods were showering flowers from the sky. Srimad Bhagavatam mentions that the demigods were showering flowers, but doesn't give the inside story of why. It was a duplicity of Indra. So then Krishna and the Brijbasis, they went home. Then Indra, being in heaven, he didn't want to meet anyone, but very mercifully, his Gurudev, Brihaspati, came to see him. He said, "Murka, foolish person, what have you done? You've made a great offense. Now even the sages and the rishis, if anyone mentions your name, they cover their ears. You have become so notorious." Indra said, "What can I do?" Brihaspati said, "In a catastrophe of such great proportions, then only one person can help you, the governor of the universe, Lord Brahma. You should go to Brahma and take advice from him." So then Indra, being very embarrassed, he went to Lord Brahma, to Brahmalok, and he prayed to Lord Brahma, "Oh my Lord, please give me advice, please help me. I have made a great offense." Lord Brahma very humbly said, "What advice can I give to you? Because I have also done the same thing." Before Lord Brahma went to Braj, and he tried to steal the calves and the cowboys, the friends of Krishna, which in one sense was more offensive. Why? Because Indra's offense brought all the Brijbasis together, but Brahma's offense, he tried to take away the associates of Krishna from Krishna. So Brahmaji said, the poison of pride is very difficult to tolerate. Who can tolerate the poison of arrogance when they are honored by others? To remain humble and free from the chitta vikara, the modifications of the mind that cause one to identify with the material body. So who can do it? It's very difficult. But I know one thing. Krishna loves cows. So you should go to the planet of Surabhi. Mother Surabhi, who is the mother of the whole dynasty of cows, is there. And if you go with her and honor her in front of Krishna, because Krishna loves cows, if you honor those who are dear to him, then you also become dear to him. So in this way you may pacify Krishna somewhat. So then Indra, he took the advice of Brahma and he went to Surabhi Lok. And when he approached Surabhi, Surabhi wanted to run away. Indra said, "Please wait, please wait. So you are a notorious person, I don't want your association." Indra said, "Brahmaji advised me that I should go to earth with you to have the darshan of Krishna and worship him." Then Surabhi thought, in my dynasty, all the cows in Braj, they serve Krishna directly by their own milk. So they are fortunate. But I am unlucky. I have not served him. So she agreed to go with Indra. And Indra and Surabhi came down to earth. And they came to Govardhan. At that time, Krishna was sitting with his left foot on his right knee like this, on a stone of jewels on the top of Govardhan. He had snuck away from the other cowherd boys because he was expecting an appointment with Indra, and he didn't want to do this in front of any of his friends. So Krishna was sitting there. He was in the shade because very high in the sky Garuda was hovering and making some shadow with his wings. So when Indra came, he was hiding in a forest with Surabhi, and he saw Krishna from the distance. And he told Surabhi, "Okay, you go first." Surabhi said, "You go first." Why? Because if you have done something wrong and you really mean to apologize, if you take shelter of someone else in order to mitigate the circumstances, that means you are not sincere, you are not really sincere in your apology. So Surabhi told this to Indra. He said, "No, you go first. and apologized afterwards then. So this was a big problem for Indra. But he had to swallow his pride. So he swallowed and he came out from the forest and he fell down flat, Dandavat Pranam, with the crown on his head, touching the lotus feet of Krishna. So Indra, he has 1,000 eyes. And all of his eyes were crying at once. From 1,000 eyes all over his body. Tears of lamentation, tears of repentance began to flow. Until we weep the tears of repentance, then we cannot become free from our offenses. Krishna reached down and he touched the tip of the crown of Indra and lifted Indra's face and looked into the eyes of Indra. Krishna said, "Hey Bhagavan." Krishna is Bhagavan. Indra thought he was Bhagavan. So Krishna was playing along with it. He said, "Hey Bhagavan, you are the object of the worship of all the mantras of the Vedas." Hearing these words, it was as if Indra's own thunderbolt was shooting in his heart. Hearing these words of Krishna, he wanted to say, no, I'm not Bhagavan, you are Bhagavan. But when he began to speak, Krishna began to speak. And so if someone is seeing you speaking, then you have to be quiet. So Indra went blah, 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 and Krishna went blah, blah. And then Krishna stopped. And then Indra stopped. Then Indra tried to speak again, and Krishna began to speak again. And then Krishna stopped. So just like this, very awkward. Krishna was deliberately making the situation very awkward for him, so that he could have the experience of drowning in a bottomless pit of humiliation. So then, finally, Krishna allowed Indra to speak, and he began to glorify him. "Oh my Lord," Krishna is sitting there, young coward boy, only 7 years old. He said, "Oh my Lord, you are the source of all existence. You are the master of time and space. From you, innumerable universes emanate. And in all universes, there are millions of living entities, ignorant like me, moving in the cycle of birth and death, tasting the fruit of their karmas. Just like puppets dancing, or like leaves floating in the ocean, under the influence of Sattvagun, Rajagun and Tamagun. Only when the living entities, they take shelter of you and worship you, then this powerful spell of Maya is lifted. Please forgive me that I became lost in pride and false ego and made so many offenses. Kindly forgive me and accept me as your servant." See, Krishna said, "I am never against you. Whatever I have done to bring you closer to me. Because the distance between my heart and the heart of any living entity is the distance of their pride. So I've acted only to remove your pride, to bring you close to me." How far away are we from Krishna? Krishna is here now, always with us, in our heart and everywhere. But sometimes we feel far away. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, don't be far away. Tinadapi sunicena, tarorapi seshwana, amani namanadena kirtana sada. Consider yourself more insignificant than the blade of grass. Tolerate everything without saying a word. If someone cuts a tree does not complain. If the tree is drying and someone comes with water, he will not even ask, "Give me some water." It will depend on Krishna to inspire that person to give water. Be humble, be tolerant. Depend on Krishna, give respect to everyone. Don't expect anyone will respect you. and chant continuously. In this way, the distance between our heart and Krishna is closed, until we have darshan of His beautiful form in the sound of His divine name. So Indra asked Krishna, please allow me to worship you. And then Surabhi was watching and saw that they had been reconciled. Indra had been reconciled. And Surabhi came jumping out, calling, Umba, Umba. When Krishna saw Surabhi, he began to smile. Oh mother, my pranam to you. Because Krishna loves cows. And then from the milk of Surabhi was put in golden pots. And the elephant of Indra was carrying the Mandakini Ganga from the heavenly planets. And he put it in so many golden pots. And Krishna accepted that he would accept the worship of Indra. So then, all the demigods from all over the universe, they arrived there. Crowds and crowds of demigods, the sun god, the moon god, wind god, everyone, they appeared there from all over the universe. And they formed a queue. Because they have to give Abhishek, so they'll give one after another. They made a queue. After that, Lord Brahma and Shiva arrived, they jumped the queue because they're senior. And they came to the front of the queue. And all the great rishis like Vishwamitra and Vishishta from around the universe, they came there. Even Prahlad Maharaj came from the lower planets. Dhruva Maharaj came from the pole star. And all the chaste ladies like Ahalya and Anusuya, they all came there. And singing Vedic hymns, a wonderful Abhishek of Krishna was performed. With the milk of Surabhi and the heavenly Ganges. And the demigods, they came and offered gifts to Krishna. Sun God gave earrings, very shining earrings. Lord Shiva gave a magical flute. Yes, that one. The troublemaking one. Lord Shiva gave him a magical flute. And then the demigods, they offered arti to Krishna. And when they finished offering arti, then they put down their chamaras and deeps. They put them down and they began to fly away through space. So as they were flying away through space, then they could feel that the whole universe was full of peace. That all living entities who had enmity towards each other, quarrel and dissension and conflict, their hearts melted and became brothers again. Dogs and cats sat down together. Snakes and mongoose. Even the animals that had enmity to it, everyone became peaceful and in harmony with each other. This is the power of the worship of a great personality. When a great personality is honored, then the enmity between all living entities dissolves. And peace and tranquility reign. And they could feel this as they were going through the sky. So just then, Krishna's friends were wondering, where's Krishna? And they were looking here and there. And from far away, Madhu Mangal and others, they saw the demigods from very far away doing the puja and then leaving. So then the cowboys boys were running over Govardhan Hill to where Krishna was. And when they got there, they surrounded him. So before you do an abhishek, first you have to give oil massage. So the demigods had massaged Krishna with fragrant oil from the heavenly planets. So the cowboys boys surrounded Krishna. Krishna, what are you wearing? Nothing. Another boy picked up a ghee lamp from the celestial planets. It was incredible. They'd never seen anything. Krishna, what's this? One of the boys took it. He said, I saw they were doing this. And they began to imitate the demigods. Another boy took a chamara that was hanging on a tree. And then he stood the other side of Krishna ringing the bell. And imitating the demigods. Like this. And seeing his friends laughing and joking with him. Krishna was, at first he was embarrassed. Because that's Krishna's little secret in Braj. He has, most people have some secret that they hide from everyone. So Krishna's little secret is that he's God. Right? And he's quite embarrassed about that in Braj. He hides it from everyone. Because as soon as anyone will know, then love can go down. Actually, Brijvasi's love is so strong. even if they know, even if they will see something, their love cannot go down. It is not weak like those of Mathura and Dwarka. But anyway, Krishna, he hides his Bhagavad. So he was denying everything. But the demigods who were flying through the sky, they looked back and they saw the friends of Krishna, and they realized, these boys, they're just like Krishna. They're eternal, they're beautiful, they're made of love, and they play with him like his equals. The demigods thought, now our lives have been successful. Why? Because the paraphernalia that we bought, it wasn't successful when we offered the archant to Krishna, because he was just sitting there waiting for it to be over. But when these boys, they took up the paraphernalia that we bought, then Krishna began to laugh and they began to laugh. And we bought that paraphernalia. So we've done something in a small way to serve Krishna and his eternal associates. And the demigods, looking back on that scene, they became stunned like statues in the sky. And they couldn't move from the sattvic. The sattvic bhavs were so intense that all froze like statues. How the Brijvasis please Krishna, it is beyond us, we cannot do it. So then the demigods continued and they returned to their planets. And Krishna and the boys, they began to laugh, and they picked up the different ornaments and things that the demigods had left behind, and they began to decorate each other. So now Krishna and all these boys, they're decorated with this bling from heaven. No one's ever seen anything like it before. And laughing and singing with all their cows, they returned to the village. So as they came back towards the village, of course Madhya Yashoda, Nanda Maharaj, Upananda, and Rohini, Tungavidya, and others, they're all Tungi. That means Tungi is the aunt of Krishna. They all come out of the village and they've been in separation the whole day, and now they see Krishna's returning. But today it was different. Flowers were raining from the sky, and all the boys who were usually dressed in earrings made of gunja berries, feathers and pigments from the forest, they're wearing all these heavenly ornaments and carrying huge chamaras encrusted with divine jewels. And the parents are looking and thinking, what is this? So then Krishna was already embarrassed, so he was hiding at the back. And all the boys came face to face with the parents. Nanda Baba came to the front. Krishna! Some boys pushed Krishna from behind and made him come to the front. Krishna came in front of his father. Nanda Maharaj said, tell the truth. He has to specify when he's asking any questions to Krishna. Can you tell the truth? What happened? Krishna was embarrassed in front of his parents. What can I say? So then Sridham came forward with a huge jewel-encrusted chamara from heaven, and he held it in front of the parents and said, I think that this speaks for itself. The parents were struck with wonder. Madhu Mangal said, listen to me, I know everything, I saw everything. Yes, what happened? Well, you see, there was this man with 4 heads, and there was another man with 5 heads. Brahma and Shiva. And then there's this other man with 1,000 eyes and a talking cow. All the parents were just shaking. They didn't believe it. So now Krishna was in a fix. How will he get out of this? So the demigods thought they would help him by changing the rasa of the moment. Suddenly there was an Akashvani. An Akashvani. But that means a voice in the sky. And the voice said, as we have performed the Abhishek of Krishna and given him the title Govinda, Govinda means Govindra, the Lord of the cows. So one may think, well, Lord of the cows, that's not a particularly prestigious title. But actually, according to Vedic cosmology, all the demigods, 33 million demigods, exist within the body of the cow. So when the cow is worshipped, all the devatas are automatically worshipped. And so who is Govendra or Govinda, the Lord of the cows, means he is Deva Deva Jagatpate. He is the Lord of everyone. Govinda. This is Aishwarya. Paravicha. Aishwarya means. So the voice in the sky said, as we have performed Abhishek and given the title Govardhan, Lord of the Cows, now you should do the Abhishek and make Krishna Braja Nava Yuvaraj. Braja Pura Nava Yuvaraje Bosatu Mano Mama Madana Gopale Braja Pura Nava Yuvaraje. Before the prince becomes king, there's a ceremony by which he's accepted as crown prince. That yes, you will be the next king. So then the Brijbasis, so the demigods have spoken. So we did not know when we'll do the Yuvraj ceremony for Krishna. But demigods have spoken. So we must do the Yuvraj ceremony for Krishna. So they collected all the paraphernalia. And then the Brahmanas came and the Brijbasis did another Abhishek of Krishna to make him become Yuvraj, the crown prince of Braja. So this is the Govardhan Lila, the Lila of Viraj Govardhan. But there are some secrets inside it. There is a cause for the pastimes of Krishna. What is that cause? Janmadhyasya yatanvayadicharatascha teshu vigyaswarat. In the first verse of Srimad Bhagavatam, it is said, the Supreme Lord is Janmadhyasya yataha, from whom Adi, the creation, maintenance and destruction of the universe comes. This is analysis of the first verse of Srimad Bhagavatam according to Tattva. But according to Rasa, there is Shanta, Dasya, Sakya, Vatsaya and Madhurya Rasa, the highest Rasa. That Rasa is called Adi Rasa. So Janmadhyasya yataha, from whom the Madhurya Rasa comes, that is Krishna, or Radha and Krishna specifically. Without Radha, then no Madhurya Rasa. That is the supreme truth. So the cause of Krishna's Lila is Adi Rasa. That is the cause of everything. Srila Vishnu Thakur also commented, Janmadhyasya, Krishna is the cause of Adi Rasa, means that Krishna has to come into this world and again come into this world as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to cause the appearance of Adi Rasa, Shringa Rasa in the world. Because from time to time the mellow of Madhurya Rasa disappears from the world due to the censure of ultra-conservative transcendentalists. You know, Krishna Thakur has said this. Sometimes the transcendentalists become so conservative in their approach to their sadhana and siddhanta that they stop the discussion of Shringaras and it disappears. And therefore Janmadhyasya means that Krishna and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they appear in this world to reinitiate it when it disappears because of the censure of the conservative transcendentalists. So, the real cause behind this pastime, the ultimate cause, is Shringarasa, the love of Radha and Krishna. This is the real, ultimate cause. Krishna is a genius. By doing one thing, he can achieve thousands of results. So by filling his desires in Madhurya Rasa, simultaneously, all Brijbasis enjoyed a marvelous pastime. Indra was chastised, and so on. The pride of Indra was crushed. And by hearing this pastime, also the pride of all the living entities who are listening also becomes cleansed away. So, we want to now rewind to the beginning of this pastime again and see deeply what was motivating Krishna in all of his activities. To see the Leela from the perspective of the gopis of Vrindavan. Those of you who are already established in Sambandha Gyan, if anyone has received Gopal mantra from their Gurudev and this mantra is opened, then automatically whenever they engage in hearing any katha, chanting Harinam or any remembering, they don't hear it from the perspective of being a sadhak in this world. Oh, this is a very nice pastime. I heard it. I am male or female or young or old. I am American, Russian, whatever, Ukrainian. No, they don't listen from the point of view of false ego. But all their hearing and chanting, remembering is bhavmoy. It is done from the perspective of the sambandha, which is manifested in the heart. The Vastu Prabha of Gopal Mantra. So if you are not listening from the perspective of your sambandha with Krishna, now again hear and see how the Rasik Vaishnavas who are established in their sambandha, they hear the same katha. Krishna is 7. This is 1 year. It's precisely 1 year before Rasa Lila. In other words, on the day that Krishna danced on the head of Kaliya, Purvarag came. Krishna and the gopis, they have affection for each other, but now it became romantic because they are going towards their adolescence. And now, after that, more time passed. And gopis are only remembering Krishna. And for this, they worship Katyani Devi. And Krishna came and stole their clothes and told them, come out from the water. This was their unofficial wedding day. You see, in Vedic culture, any lady cannot be seen by any male if she's not dressed. Only the wife can be seen. So all of them knew, if you come out of the water, it means it's official. Not in everyone else's eyes. Not by the Vidhi, not by the rules and regulations of the Vedas, but by the rules only of Prem. Yamuna tatachara gopi vasandhara rasa rasika kripa moya. So from that time, Krishna, the gopis were offering their heart to him again and again, praying to Katyani. And that desire was fulfilled. And Krishna came and said, Yatha bala brajam siddha mahema rangshatakshapa. The purpose for which you have worshipped Katyani is now siddha, perfect. So you can return to Braj. I promise you that on the coming nights, all your desires will be fulfilled. So Krishna had given this benediction. So already, Krishna and gopis, they were in love, uncontrollable. Even at first, this is a stage of Purvarag, they were conflicted, they tried to fight against it, but it became too much. They could not, they had to surrender to the spontaneous love awakening in their hearts. And they had promised themselves to each other also, but they never had any chance to meet. And so separation was becoming more and more intense. And therefore, starting with Deepavali, on Deepavali all the Brijvasis dressed themselves in their finest clothes, so gopis dressed in their finest clothes. And when they put the deeps over the roofs of all the houses, and then at night they went to sleep, Krishna went up to the roof of his house, and the gopis went on the roofs of their houses, and they all had very beautiful darshan of each other in their finest clothes, illuminated by all the deeps of Deepavali. And they were longing from the day, when will we meet? When will we meet? So then the next day, after Deepavali, it was the Pratipada. And on this day, all the Brijvasis went to Govardhan. So when suddenly they saw this huge form appear, all Brijvasis' eyes were glued on this huge form. And at that time the gopis took the opportunity to look at Krishna. Because usually they can't look at him because the parents, the mother-in-laws and others will see them. They say, hey, what are you doing? And rebuke them. So now freely they looked at Krishna and Krishna looked at the gopis. So the reason for manifesting this big form was just to distract everyone so they could have an exchange of glances. Then, when the puja, when that puja of Govardhan was over, it was time to worship the cows. So at that time the gopis took it as an excuse. Each gopi approached Krishna with a baby calf, and on the pretext of saying, "Oh Gopal, can you tell us how do we do puja of our calves?" They used that as a pretext to come and speak to him, because no one knew how to do this puja. It was invented by Krishna. So they used this as an excuse to talk to him a little. Then when it was time to do the goat puja, to worship the cowherd boys, then all the cowherd girls, they wanted to put haldi on their hands and touch Krishna and make a handprint on Krishna. Then it was time for the fire yaga of the Brahmanas, and Krishna sat in the front with his father, and many crowds of people were around. And when the Brahmanas were saying Swaha, Swaha, and giving oblation in the fire, the gopis, they could not get near at that time. So they felt with each Swaha that the hearts were being thrown in the fire of separation. And then it was time for Govardhan Parikrama. So Krishna was at the front with the cows, then the Brahmanas, and then the Nanda Baba and the men, Madhyashot, and then the gopis were far behind. So Krishna, on his mind always he was thinking Radharani's back there somewhere. So Krishna has a stick for controlling the cows. So what was Krishna doing? The boys, they have competition in this like baton throwing, you know. So Krishna would twirl his stick into the air, and his stick would go spinning up into the air and then down again like that. And Krishna, from Radharani from very far away could see, oh, there's, because Krishna was throwing his stick so she could follow him internally. And when his stick went up, she said, oh, there's Krishna. And when his stick fell down, her tears joined the stick also falling down. So then Krishna, he could not be satisfied with this. So he took one cow and turned the cow around facing the other way and twisted her tail. And then the cow was going woo woo and running in the opposite direction. And the cow was running through the other cows. Then the cow was running through the Brahmanas. Actually, the cow was ready to stop. But Krishna was running behind the cow. Stop, stop, stop. And if the cow slowed down, stop, stop, stop. Making the cow keep run. Hey, come back. So on the pretext of chasing a cow, a runaway cow that was going through all the crowd, Krishna chased the cow. Stop, stop. Through the Brahmanas, past Nanda Maharaj, past Madhya Yashoda, and right through the middle of the gopis. And as the cow ran through the gopis, Krishna made a point of brushing directly against the body of Radharani. Radharani became furious. How dare he? Shot him with the arrow of her glance. Actually, she was very happy. But because of the nature of this love, aheriva gati premna swabhava kutila bhavet, this love moves like a snake and manifests in contrary ways. And when Krishna brushed against the body of Radhika as he was running after the cow, he had intense sattvic bhavs and became stunned like a statue. Then when the ecstasy subsided, then he got his cow and then he came back again. So in this way, Krishna was trying to keep some contact with Radharani. When they finished the parikrama and they came back to the pandal where the yagya was, and Nanda Maharaj decided we'll all stay here overnight, then Krishna was in the middle with the cowherd boys around him, and then the mothers, and then the men, and then the gopis were on the outer circles like that. Everyone went to sleep. And when everyone was snoring, then Krishna, he sat up in the middle, and around the edge the gopis also sat up. They looked at each other with great longing. When the night was coming to end, they again pretended to be asleep. And then what happened? The next day was Bhratridritya, Brother's Day. So at that time, Sri Dham had to go to Radharani's home and bring some gifts for her, and Radharani will feed Sri Dham with her own hand. So on the pretext of being Sri Dham's best friend, Krishna had to go, and he had the chance to see Radharani. But then again, Kundalata is Krishna's the cousin sister. So Krishna had to go to see Kundalata, and Kundalata had to feed Krishna with her own hand. And Radharani, on the pretext being the friend of Kundalata, she went there. So on Brother's Day, Radha and Krishna had two more opportunities to see each other. But then after Brother's Day, everyone returned to their homes. Oh, intense separation. After so many days of having the opportunity to be close to Krishna and have some interaction with him, now to be separated was utterly intolerable, unbearable. And gopis were thinking, oh no, how can we live? How can we live? And that's why the sky went black. Right? You're thinking it's because Indra sent the thunder and the rain and the lightning gods to destroy Braj. No, it was because the gopis were feeling such intolerable separation from Krishna that Yogamaya had to make another excuse to bring them together again. So all the demigods under the control of Indra began to inundate Braj, and all the Brijbasis came back together again. And they came underneath Govardhan Hill. This was very, very special. Why? Because gopis love Krishna. They wanted, that we should be married to him. But what happened? Purnamasi sent God, attracted Gargatara to Braj and told him, go to the house of each Brijbasi and make the astrological chart of all the young girls and Krishna, and tell the parents, these charts are very good and very compatible, but I see one incompatible element, that if these two are married, one of them will die untimely. So in this way, on the order of Purnamasi Devi, Gargacharya made sure that Krishna could not marry any gopi, and instead they were married to others. Yet they were always wondering in their heart, what would it be like if I lived together in the same house with Krishna? They had this desire. So Giraj Govardhan fulfilled it. When Krishna lifted Govardhan, then gopis had the internal emotional experience of feeling what it's like to live together with Krishna in the same house, at least for a week. And in this way, this desire was not fully, but somewhat mitigated. So, after that, when Krishna said, it stopped raining, everyone go outside. The gopis were the first ones to run outside, because they thought, the sooner we get out, the sooner he can put down the hill and he won't feel any stress anymore. So gopis were the first to go out. And then when Krishna came out from the heart of Govardhan, it was as if Krishna had appeared from their own hearts, separation, and manifested in front of them. And now it was time to go home. So then they all went home. And again, meeting and separation, it's like a saw. If you want to cut a piece of wood, the saw goes this way and then that way. So it doesn't matter which way the saw goes, it cuts deeper. So it doesn't matter whether it's meeting or separation. The continuous meeting and separation makes the love go deeper and deeper. Navi navi pralambena sambhogam pushtimashtate. Without separation, the love is not raised to its highest point. So now the gopis returned to their homes, Krishna returned to his home. But it was not yet over. At that time, Radharani was thinking, hey Giridhari, oh Giridhari Krishna. Just as the rain of Indra was falling from the sky upon Govardhan, so the rain of my tears is falling upon the mountain of my breast. Oh, just as Krishna by his soft lotus hand has lifted Govardhan to save us from the rain of Indra, when will the soft lotus hand of Krishna save me from the rain of my tears? This is the confidential meaning of Giridhari. So Radhika, she was feeling so much separation. But then just the next day, after Indra had been there and the boys came back with all the paraphernalia, Nanda Maharaj said, we have to follow the instruction of the Devatas and make the Yuvaraj ceremony of Krishna. So all the Brijbasis gathered around, the Brahmanas chanted mantras, and they did the Abhishek ceremony of Krishna. And there were crowds and crowds of people, and the young gopis there at the back of the crowds, and they were looking through the crowds, trying to get a glimpse of Krishna. And at that moment, the gopis felt a very extraordinary emotion. What was that? They were thinking that, when Krishna gets married, it's going to be just like this. So in a marriage ceremony, the groom, they do Abhishek of the bridegroom. Have you ever been there in a Vedic wedding? Yeah, and the bridegroom comes out and they pour yogurt and everything on. Yeah. So they were doing the Abhishek of Krishna, and the gopis were at the back, and they were thinking, oh, this is just, it's going to be exactly like this, the day Krishna gets married. And some fortunate girl is going to be sitting there in the middle, and we're all going to be at the back. It's not fair. It's not fair. We all love Krishna, and Krishna loves us. But one day soon, it's going to be, everyone's going to be happy, there's singing, there's music and mantras. and some fortunate girl will be there in the middle of this crowd and we'll be at the back. It's not fair. And when the ceremony was over, the gopis returned to their homes and they were lying in their beds at night thinking, it's not fair. Who will be that fortunate girl who will be sitting next to Krishna in that yagya on that day? Who will it be? So that night, Krishna, he went to his Chandrashala, means like a balcony in the house where you can soak up the rays of the moon. And he was lying there in the rays of the moon, and Krishna couldn't sleep either. And then he remembered something. He remembered, Lord Shiva gave me a flute. I haven't tried it out yet. So then Krishna, he reached for this magical flute that Lord Shiva had given him after the Abhishek. And he put the flute to his lips. So, in Braja, if you speak pure Sanskrit, if you say the word you use the word, the pronoun tvam. But in Braj, if there's someone very intimate with you, you won't use the word tvam, you use the word tu. So, Krishna put the flute to his lips and began to play. The gopis were lying there awake at night thinking, who is that? Who will become the most dear and intimate beloved of Krishna? Who will that girl be? Who will be there on that day and marry Krishna? Who will it be? Who will it be? And Krishna, there's a way of playing a flute where you use the tongue. And he played. Two! And as each gopi was thinking, who will it be? Then they heard the sound of Krishna's flute come in their ears. You! You! What, me? Ah! And she fainted in ecstasy. All the gopis, all over Braj, all fainted and became unconscious in ecstasy. But they could not understand the esoteric meaning of this. What happened next? We'll have to explain tomorrow. So please come at 6 o'clock. I know devotees are busy, but as close to 6 as you can. We start Mangala Charanam to our Guru Parampara and pray to Gurudev, Vaishnavas and Gauranga Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, and taking their permission, we with the greatest honor remember the lotus feet of Radha and Krishna. And by being absorbed in this crown, then the heart becomes prepared to experience the manifestation of Harikatha. Harikatha is not something of this world. It is divine, it is transcendental. It is the extension of Yoga Maya Devi herself, extending to this world to incorporate us into Krishna's eternal pastimes. Shukadeva Goswami, he said, Anugrahaya Bhaktanam Manasam Dayamasuta Tadashe Tadashi Bhajate Tadashi Krido Yashutva Tadparo Bhavet. The pastimes of Krishna with the gopis of Vrindavan. Why did he come in this world and perform this? Anugrahaya Bhaktanam, to give mercy to the devotees. Which devotees? Those who had been doing sadhana for hundreds of lifetimes and now took birth in Krishna's Lila. For them? No, not only for them. For all devotees of even in the future, for thousands of years to come. So Krishna has done this Lila for what purpose? For you. To give mercy to you. Ya Shrutva Tatparo Bhavet. Shukadeva Goswami said, and hearing this Leela, it is your duty to become absorbed in it. So this meaning, Yashura Tatpara means absorbed. It does not only mean that you should become absorbed in hearing the Leela, but it means that by being absorbed in hearing the Leela, you will personally, individually be absorbed into the eternal Leela yourself. So apara sangsara samudya setum Bhajama he Bhagavata Sarupam. I bow down to Krishna, who has appeared in the form of Bhagavad Katha, which is a bridge by which everyone may cross over the endless ocean of material existence and enter into the eternal pastimes of Shri Krishna. Gaur Premanande. So, we sing one kirtan. You know, before Harikatha, we have kirtan. And after Harikatha, we have kirtan. Just like if an honorable person will come, we greet them with kirtan. When they leave, we also have kirtan in their honor. And if they're pleased, they'll come back. So in the same way, we have kirtan, so that the transcendental divine katha will manifest here amongst us. But now this kirtan is, this Harikatha is taking rest. So we have a kirtan. And that this divine mercy will be pleased. Krishna in the form of Harikatha will be pleased with us, and he will come back again tomorrow at 6 o'clock. And by the power of the holy name, you are listening. You may be realizing something. If really you are listening, you will be realizing. In fact, that is the definition of hearing. Jiva Goswami said, Shravanam dwara kinchit anubhuti bhavati. Listening means there should be kinchit anubhuti. Some realization must be going on if you are listening. But when we chant the holy names, then even what we have not realized by hearing, by the power of Nam, will manifest. So Kirtan at the end of class is most essential, important ingredient in our sadhana. Pray Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki jai, Varasan wali ki jai, Jai Jai Shri Radhe, Jai Jai Shri Radhe, Jai Jai Shri Radhe. Hare